Nick Backstrom, listen, he means so much to this team. He has meant so much to this team.
The Russian Capitals are happy to pick Nicholas Backstrom.
Alexander Ovechkin is going to love having this guy. The sky's the limit for him.
Beautiful pass. Ovechkin scores! Tic-tac-toe.
Nick Backstrom, the beautiful kick right under the blade of Ovechkin. This is a set play that we've seen time and time again. Here's Backstrom, bullseye.
NHL goal number 200.
Way to go, Nick Backstrom.
Assist number 500 for Nicholas Backstrom.
The first ever cap to get to 500 assists.
Score! Nick Backstrom!
Backstrom just holding.
Ovechkin scores!
The capital of the country is the capital of the hockey playoffs. For the first time in their 44-year history, Stanley Cup champions. It's Nicholas Backstrom who has gone through this just as long as Alexander Ovechkin has.
They will both end up in Toronto at the Hall of Fame. Ovechkin and Backstrom. And the statistics for Backstrom are simply jaw-dropping. 40 or more assists in 8 of the last 9 seasons. I'll recite the names of all the other NHLers to do that. No one. Since entering the NHL in 07-08, no one has more assists than Nick Backstrom. And you'll say, oh, but look at all the weapons he has. Look at the passes he makes. And wait until you see Rupper's breakdown. I grew up in Los Angeles watching Magic Johnson, where he would see the entire floor, and he'd be able to get the ball through windows where there weren't windows. This guy can do the same thing.
Yeah, he can, and I'm not trying to compare these at all, but we know the rivalry between the Caps and the Pens, right? And when we know what Sidney Crosby and Evgeny Malkin have accomplished in their careers, take their numbers and take Alex Ovechkin and Nick Backstrom's numbers and put them next to each other. I think people will be surprised how close that actually is as far as production is. And a lot of it's due to Nick Backstrom. And let's take a look right here. I mean, the way he finds you. You get open, he's going to find you.
Yes.
That's what makes his power play so lethal. And this is what I want to see. You're going to see him on his side of the ice. Here's a take that I feel very strongly about. He might be the best half-wall guy in the entire National Hockey League. I'll put Nikita Kucherov up there as well, but it might be this guy. Take a look right here. I'll find you. What we got? Give me a couple shooters. Well, there's one right there, Alex Ovechkin. I'll find him all day long, and he has for an absurd amount of Alex Ovechkin's career goals as he goes and takes a run at Wayne Gretzky's all-time goal mark. And then you watch right here. He's going to say, all right, well, you're going to take that away. You're going to clog the middle of the ice. Well, I'm going to get it up top here. One of the best point guys on the power play of the National Hockey League, John Carlson. All right, I'll go up here. The way he plays cat and mouse in the corner, look at he's baiting you down. Come on, what are you going to give me? You got to give me something. You're shorthanded. You're going to give me something. All right, now what we got here? All right, come with me. Follow me down here. Come on. Come on, come on, come on. All right there. Boom. TJ Oshie. Like, it's a game, Tone. Look how he plays. Look how smart he is. Come on, come on. I got you. I got you. And Oshie's like, yo, that's my spot. I'm going to jump out right here. Bang. Upstairs. Fires this one. Past Igor Shesterkin. And then you look right here. Another one. Let's not forget Evgeny Kuznetsov is another weapon where sometimes you forget about him because of all the weapons on that power play. And right here, just present your stick in front of the net. Nick Backstrom will fight it. You're talking about one of the most special, not just passers, players, the mind for the game. I mean, look at his numbers here. Since, like you mentioned, since the start of that 07-08 season, 722 assists. Sidney Crosby passes the puck really well. That's more assists than him.
Really well.
You know what I mean? And that other part, too, is he's not finishing the year with 1 goal, 2 goals. He gets 15 to 20 goals.
Yes.
He can shoot the puck at a pretty decent rate as well. So Nick Backstrom, man, well-deserved. He's had a great career, an underrated career for sure.
The guy at number 44 does. Shea Theodore. When he was a Duck, he was up and he was down. Well, since he's gotten to Vegas, it's been life in the fast lane for number 27. What do I mean by that? Well, he had a career-high 34 assists this season. And in the playoffs, 37 points in 46 games played over the last 3 postseasons. There have been a lot of D-men who've outscored him. And by a lot, I mean 1. Victor Hedman. Victor Hedman. He's got 2 cups. He won a Conn Smythe. That's what we're talking about. Shea Theodore, underrated by many. but not our panel, Rupper.
I mean, he's busted on the scene since he's been in Vegas here. And we knew that he had a bright future and he had some talent there when he was with the Anaheim Ducks. But I think a good example of that is I'm going to be looking at Seattle this year and thinking, who's that diamond in the rough? That one that they just believed in, that they took in the expansion draft from somebody else, that's going to turn out like this. I don't think it's going to happen because this is so rare. I mean, you're talking about, what is he, 25 years old? I mean, you're 26 maybe. He's a young defenseman 26. In this league. We talk about the Cale Makars. These guys, yes, they're a little bit younger. This guy will be in the mix with those types of guys to win a Norris Trophy. That's just simply what he does. When you look at the decor here of the Seattle Kraken, who's going to be that guy? I mean, it's about getting the opportunity, and that's what Shea Theodore had to do. Is that Vince Dunn? Vince Dunn's got a really high ceiling. I find those things really intriguing because it's about being a player in this league. Just give me a chance. And Anaheim, they missed on that one. But at the time, they had a lot of defensemen they had to make a choice on, and Vegas reaped the benefits of this one because this guy is an absolute stud, and I find that his game gets better come playoff time, and that's a huge attribute for a player.
I love that I get to ask this question of you. The playoffs are a different brand of hockey, and the pressure is palpable. You can feel it. How is a guy able to elevate his game the way Shea Theodore does?
And that's a good question, Tone, because a lot of the playoff time we know it's about the bigger guys, maybe the grittier guys kind of getting things done. Well, what helps Shea Theodore, he skates his way out of trouble. He's got a really long wick as far as he just doesn't get disturbed. He's got this patience to his game. His heart rate, I love to put the heart rate monitor on him for a game. I don't know if it would exceed 100. I mean, he's just wow. Calm. He's under pressure. That's fine. I'm going to do a quick turn, get it up ice. I might deliver the puck right on your tape. You know what? I might lead this rush up the ice. Those are the things that you can't teach. He's just naturally gifted. He reads the game well. He pushes the pace, and that's huge in today's game. You need defensemen to push the pace. Shea Theodore is a top-end defenseman, and I think we haven't even seen the best of him yet.
Is Chicago excited about getting this guy? Is it also called the Windy City? Yes. These are rhetorical questions. From questions to facts. He finished third among all skaters in even strength time on ice this season. He's a defenseman. He once played 65 minutes in a game. A single game. Yeah, it went multiple overtimes. But 65 minutes? Are you kidding me? Number 3 was a mainstay for Columbus. Now, look at what he's done in terms of gobbling minutes since the 2018-19 season. Only Drew Doughty is ahead of him. Seth Jones is a special hockey player, Rupper, and that's why Chicago was so excited to get him.
He is an absolute rarity. And I think as a player, when you talk about value of a player, we always, whether it's contract time, maybe when players become free agents, who's your comps? You look across the board, who are the comps out there? I ask this question, and I would love the participation by the fans here. Who's his comps? Who's the comps for this guy? I mean, the only comp that comes to my mind when you talk about the physical attributes and what he brings on the ice is Victor Hedman, and he, in my mind, has been the best defenseman in the world today, yesterday, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, and he's going to be for the next coming years.
That's a great comp.
He's the best defenseman in the world. So now when you look at, all right, well, let's look at some of the guys maybe to get a little more numbers or they can move the puck and they skate really well. Who's the comps? Look at these. And this is nothing against these guys. Adam Fox, well-deserved Norris. Cale Makar is going to win a Norris. Charlie McAvoy is carrying Boston. Miro Heiskanen. I mean, there's no shortage of great defensemen in this league. But the one difference on that board, Seth Jones is 6'4", 213. Those guys aren't. And he skates toe-to-toe with all of them. And that's my point. There's no comps in the entire league. I wouldn't put him as with Victor Hedman. I think Victor Hedman's ahead of him. But there's no comps, in my opinion, and he's a right-hand shot defenseman. It's really tough. And when you start to find some of those comps and you start digging, I mean, you maybe come up with an Aaron Ekblad, a John Carlson. Those guys are great respectively, but they're not him. He defends great. He can drive offense great. And I don't think we've seen his offensive ceiling. I think we will see that in Chicago now with that talent he has there.
He looks the part. To your point, the other defensemen that were up on that board, 6'1" or under. If we're on a sheet of ice and we're picking teams, and trust me, I was picked last every time, He's going first because of the look. He looks like a defenseman. If I'm building a defenseman, I'm building Seth Jones. This young man, number 59, Jake Guentzel, who burst on the scene with the Pens in 2017. Remember when he had 13 goals in his rookie year and led the postseason in scoring? Well, he's still making noise for the Pittsburgh Penguins. In fact, his 7 game-winning goals led all of the Penguins this past season. Not Brian Rust, not Sidney Crosby, not Evgeny Malkin, but the guy with the golden locks. And he just got married. Life is good for 59, Rupper.
Yeah, Jake Guentzel, what a career he's had up to this point. He's still young, too, right? And he gets to play with Sidney Crosby. And I think sometimes people use that against him. They think, oh, well, you're playing with Sid. I mean, come on. The thing I'll tell you about Jake Guentzel, the crazy part about his game that I absolutely love that separates him from a lot of players, he's fearless. Tone, he's not a big guy. He's not big at all. But he goes to those hard areas of the ice, and he does it, and he's very smart. He thinks the game on a level with Sid. He knows where to go, and he's not afraid to go there. And there's times, to be frank, that I see him going in the corner, and I'm thinking, oh, gosh, this is going to be good. And he's smart, and he knows how to play the game of hockey, right? And he knows where his strengths are. And the other part about this, too, when you watch, these two guys have been inseparable in Pittsburgh.
Yes, they have.
The one thing I have noticed in the last probably 2 years, and I don't know if you ever want to move these guys away from each other, but there's been some times where Sid's missed some games, and Jake Guentzel could drive offense on his own now. You know what I mean? I think that's something that's real when you come into the league. Yeah, you need veterans to show you the way, especially great ones like this. I mean, this garbage can over here would be a better player in the league if you're playing with Sidney Crosby. I mean, anybody's going to be better. But now Jake Guentzel used that, learned from that, grabbed all of that. Now he can sustain offense, control, and drive offense. So if Mike Sullivan needs to, I think there could be a time where, hey, if things dry up offensively in other parts of the lineup, you can maybe break these guys up and use them in different areas. I think that's a huge compliment to Jake Guentzel because he's come a long way real quick in this league, and he's a force to be reckoned with in Pittsburgh.
I think that's as good an idea as breaking up the Beatles, Yoko. Listen here. What got my attention was when you said he can play at the same level as Crosby, can think the game. I've heard you say it countless times, former teammate of yours, that you're blown away by the way Crosby thought the game, hockey IQ. We always hear that. Guentzel being able to be on that wavelength, that's special.
Yeah, I think that when you play with Sid, and I think sometimes maybe when guys get yourself in trouble a little bit, is you thinking the easy thing is just get open, right? Just get open. Just get open. No, but you got to play the game with Sid. It's not just about getting open. I mean, you can get open, you can go stand on the other side of the ice. He doesn't want to pass you the puck there. He wants to score. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So Sid thinks the game. He sees the game through a different set of lenses where he sees plays developing before they happen. You have to have someone to complement that. Jake knows where to go, and he knows he's going to receive the puck. So he says, you're talking about a fast processing mind here where I'm thinking if I'm in Jake Guentzel's mind, he's like, all right, I got to get to a part of the ice where I have a chance to score, and I have to present myself in a way that gives Sid a good angle to give me the puck. And all those things are bang, real quick, and he hits those holes. He finds those holes. He just has a knack for finding the back of the net. So it's much more to it than just get open. You got to get open with purpose, and you got to be on the same wavelength as Sid. And he certainly is, and that's why you never see him leave his side.
The Maple Leafs are powered by John Tavares.
Tavares shoots, he scores! Well, Tavares with the game winner ends this thing.
Such great vision. Tavares had an excellent night.
And now it's Tavares to the net, scores! John Tavares with a backhand, and the Leafs get the lead right back.
Oh, it just gives our team confidence.
And it's a simple one-timer for Tavares.
John Tavares tips it by. So the Tavares just redirects a huge goal here late. It's a goal! John Tavares! Tavares finds the open area. A perfect shot just over the pad. Tavares scores! John Tavares, the captain, wins it in overtime.
All John Tavares has done is go first in the draft, be named the captain of the Islanders, lead that franchise, then go to one of the original 6 and be named the captain of that franchise. Then he suffers a gruesome injury. Corey Perry, unfortunately, on the other end of it. Nick Foligno simply says, my captain was on the ice. The respect, the esteem, this isn't about numbers. When you talk about 91, this is about a hockey player that is believed in by his teammates everywhere he plays. And that says a lot, Rupper.
Yeah, John Tavares, and this is what I like looking at in this situation, and I look at all sports. We're all fans of all sports, and when you have players as free agents go to big markets, there's not many that pan out to live up to all expectations, right? And you could argue, well, they haven't had playoff success yet with John Tavares in this group. Okay, that's still to come, but as far as what he's done individually and what he's expected to do, he's been worth every bit. Every bit, man. Every bit of that contract.
I agree.
And Artemi Panarin is another one with the New York Rangers. You just don't see guys. There's always leave you wanting more when those big contracts are signed. Not with this guy. And this is a team here that has those aspirations. They're uber talented. They've got all the pieces in place, but they've also have had a lot of gaps in their game. This guy's a gap filler. He fills those gaps. John Tavares is great on both sides of the puck. He competes. He plays that very important center ice position. And I think that this is a big piece with these young guys here, having him there, learning from him. John Tavares still gets it done. And unfortunately, we saw a very gruesome injury to him in the playoffs. This team's not the same without him. So I think John Tavares is a big piece of this team, and I think this Leafs team is going to do something special here soon.